It wasn't the flu. That's the bombshell that's flipped one of the most iconic NBA stories upside down. For decades, we all believed Michael Jordan dropped 38 points in Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals while battling a severe case of the flu. He was pale, sweaty, doubled over on the bench, barely able to stand, and still played like a man possessed. But what if I told you the flu wasn't the real reason he was sick that night? What if the whole thing was something far more mysterious and controversial? Let's break down the legend, the drama, and the twist in the story that shook basketball fans around the world. The date was June 11th, 1997. The Chicago Bulls were tied 2-2 in the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. The pressure couldn't have been higher. Game 5 was in Salt Lake City, and if the Bulls lost this one, they'd go down 3-2 with Game 6 still on the road. That night, the arena was electric. Utah fans were known for their noise, their intensity, and their altitude advantage. But as the players warmed up, something was clearly wrong with Michael Jordan. He looked terrible. His face was drained of color, his movements sluggish. Cameras caught him swaying, leaning on teammates and sitting down during timeouts with a towel draped over his head. Commentators quickly began speculating. "Jordan's playing with the flu," they said. "He's sick but refusing to sit." And what happened next only fueled the legend. Despite his obvious illness, Jordan put on one of the gutsiest performances in NBA history. He played 44 minutes, scored 38 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, dished out 5 assists, and hit clutch shots down the stretch. At one point, he had to be held up by Scottie Pippen just to walk back to the bench. The Bulls won that game 90-88, and that photo of Pippen helping a collapsed Jordan off the court, it became one of the most iconic sports images ever. The flu game instantly became a story of mental toughness, determination, and greatness against all odds. For years, that's how we remembered it. Michael Jordan, the flu-ridden warrior, conquering the finals with superhuman willpower. But then came the twist. Fast forward to 2013. In an interview with ESPN, Jordan's longtime trainer Tim Grover dropped a bombshell. It wasn't the flu, it was food poisoning. Wait, what? Grover said that the night before Game 5, Jordan had ordered a pizza late at night in Park City, Utah. He was the only one who ate it. Within hours, he was violently ill, vomiting, dehydrated, barely able to move. Grover didn't just say it casually. He strongly hinted that something suspicious had happened, that maybe the pizza wasn't just bad, but intentionally tampered with. And just like that, the flu game became the food poisoning game. This revelation sent shockwaves through the sports world. Why would 5 guys show up to deliver one pizza? Were they Jazz fans trying to sabotage MJ? Was this some sort of petty home court advantage taken to the extreme? Now, we can't prove any of this. No names, no arrest, no investigation, just speculation. But the timing, the circumstances, and the result, they raised serious eyebrows. And once this version of the story came out, it didn't fade. In fact, it grew even more when The Last Dance documentary aired in 2020. In The Last Dance, Michael Jordan himself spoke on camera and confirmed the food poisoning story. He said he was in his hotel room the night before Game 5, hungry, and the only place open was a local pizza joint. According to MJ, 5 guys showed up to deliver the pizza, which struck him and his crew as weird, but he ate it anyway. Hours later, he was curled up in pain. Food poisoning, not the flu. That's now the official Jordan-approved version of the story. And that revelation only made the performance seem even more incredible. But it also added a layer of suspicion. Was this just bad luck, or was it sabotage? Even with Jordan's confirmation, not everyone is convinced. Some fans think the story keeps changing. First it was the flu, then food poisoning, then possibly a hangover. Yes, believe it or not, one of the alternative theories floating around was that Jordan had gone out partying the night before and was just hungover. There's no hard proof of that either, but the theory still exists in online discussions and among skeptical fans. Others wonder, why didn't the hotel or the league investigate further if this was suspected poisoning? 5 guys delivering one pizza is unusual, especially to a celebrity's hotel room. Shouldn't there have been more follow-up? It's also worth asking, Why did it take over 15 years for the food poisoning claim to come out? Why didn't Jordan or his team mention it sooner? Was it to protect the flu game legend? Whatever the truth may be, here's the one thing that hasn't changed: the performance itself. Sick or poisoned or hungover or flu-ridden, Michael Jordan still played through agony and delivered one of the most unforgettable finals moments of all time. If anything, the mystery has only added to the myth. Whether it was food poisoning or the flu, the fact that Jordan could barely stand and still scored 38 points in a crucial game is a testament to his willpower, his competitiveness, and his greatness. But this also speaks to something bigger: how sports legends are built. Sometimes we love the myth so much that we forget to question it. The term flu game has stuck for over 2 decades, even though we now know it probably wasn't the flu at all. It's become a symbol of pushing through pain, and in a way, the truth behind it doesn't even matter to some fans. But to others, the truth changes everything. So here's where it all lands. The 1997 flu game might have actually been the food poisoning game. Michael Jordan, his trainer, and several people close to the situation now say it wasn't the flu. There's a possible theory that it was deliberate, but no proof. And after all these years, the story still fascinates people. Not just for what happened on the court, but for what might have happened behind the scenes. 1 pizza, 5 delivery guys, 1 sick superstar, and 38 legendary points. Whether you call it the flu game or the food poisoning game, what MJ did that night in Utah remains one of the most incredible moments in sports history. And maybe, just maybe, the mystery is part of what keeps it alive. And that's the full breakdown of the MJ flu game controversy. If you found this story as wild as we did, drop your thoughts in the comments. Was it food poisoning? Sabotage? Just bad pizza? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.